Welcome back everyone to the Madden 19 rebuilds. Today we're going to be rebuilding one of, if not the worst team in the NFL, and that is the Arizona Cardinals. They are currently 1-6 on the season. They have just not been good. I believe they are the overwhelming favorites to land the #1 overall pick. And with that pick, I think they'd probably take like a Jonah Williams out of Alabama. They need help on that offensive line, which we'll discuss in a minute. So looking at the roster, quarterback is certainly interesting. Obviously, we will be rolling with Josh Rosen. Hopefully he develops. I've never seen him develop into a really good quarterback. Hopefully he can become an 86, 87, 88. I would like to see him up there. My plan with the offense is to make it really good this year, just because I want Rosen to have all the weapons he can to progress. Running back David Johnson, he has not had a great year, but it's not really his fault. His offensive line is AIDS, and pretty much his whole team is AIDS. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. Larry Fitzgerald is interesting. If I cannot get anything good for him, I'm going to keep him because I want to give Josh Rosen the help. But I'm probably going to end up trading him. This is not a realistic rebuild. If it was, I would be keeping him. I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. It's a video game. Christian Kirk is a player I would like to build around 75 years old. 75 overall. Only 21 years old with quick development. Tight end Jermaine Gresham, please no. Ricky Seals-Jones, does he have a development? He does not. That is annoying. So we'll probably go with Ricky Seals-Jones for this season. Offensive line, DJ Humphries is the only somewhat youngish player who could develop. Mason Cole does not have a development trait. Andre Smith is probably 1,000 years old. Justin Pugh's on a huge contract. Mike Iupati, if this was 2012, maybe we'd keep him. So Humphries is a we'll see. On the defense, it's a little bit better. Chandler Jones, he is a quarterback hunter, one of the best pass rushers in the league. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. 28 years old. He's not going to get any better. And in 5 years from now, assuming that's when we win the Super Bowl, because Madden hates me, he's going to be 33 and probably be regressing, and he's on a huge contract. So we may look to trade him. Corey Peters, no. Robert Nkemdiche, does he have a development trait? He does. He has quick development. He's only 23, so I'm probably going to hold on to him this year. That's a pretty good face scan. Probably going to hold on to him this year. He's a we'll see. Dayon Buchanan, I do not know how good he is at safety. I know in previous Maddens he's like in the 80s, so maybe we'll try that. Hassan Reddick, I know there's been a lot of trade rumors. The Cardinals are sort of giving up on him already after a season and a half. He has quick development. He's only 23, so I'm going to look to keep him. In the secondary, Patrick Peterson, there were rumors that he requested a trade in real life. This is not real life. Patrick Peterson is too good to trade away. We'll be holding on to him. Budda Baker in his second year out of Washington. He is a very interesting player because he can play a number of positions. Cornerback, safety, probably sub-linebacker. Obviously, we will be keeping Budda Baker. He is one of the few players on this team that I think could develop into something really nice. Just don't know where I'm going to play him yet. Trey Boston, does he have quick development? He probably does. Quick development, 26 years old. He may be a player we hold on to. 26 with quick, 83 overall. I think I can work with that. Antoine Bethea, he's too old for my liking. So let's get to the trades. And I forgot to mention Sam Bradford. He's going to get traded too. I doubt anyone really wants him. Gerald Hodges, Corey Peters, and Mike Glennon are headed to the Indianapolis Colts for Quentin Nelson. And ain't an octagonal rebuild without me trading for the man himself, Quentin Nelson. Corey Peters, he's solid, but he's too old. Mike Glennon, he's not going to get any playing time. And then Gerald Hodges, whoop-de-doo. He was okay on the Vikings, but that's pretty much it. We are absolutely robbing my favorite team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. And if the Lions did this, I'd be very sad. We're sending Josh Bynes and Mason Cole for Kenny Golladay, one of my favorite players on the team. He's developed really nicely so far in his young NFL career, and he should be a good target for Mr. Rosen. You know you're desperate when you're interested in both Jermaine Gresham and Andre Smith, and that's exactly what the Jets were. They were green on both of them. And we're also trading away Rodney Gunter. We needed to add an extra player to, of course, the New York Jets for their first round. Eddie Pleasant and Joe Walker, I think that is, are headed to the New York Giants for Sterling Shepard, an absolute fleecing of the poor Giants. So our receiving core is now Sterling Shepard, Kenny Golladay, and Christian Kirk. That's not outstanding, but it's pretty good. We will be fleecing the Giants again, this time by sending Sam Bradford, TJ Logan, and Martin for their first-round pick. They should be pretty bad since Sam Bradford will be their starter, and they don't have that good of a team. Antoine Bethea, Jamar Taylor, and a fourth-round pick are headed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Ali Marpet, a talented young offensive lineman who should be good for Mr. Josh Rosen and David Johnson. I plan on making 2 big trades with the Browns. Here's the first one. Navarro Bowman, who I signed out of free agency, as well as Chad Williams and Robert Nkemdiche. I didn't really want to trade Nkemdiche, but it's definitely worth it to get Myles Garrett, 90 overall. He develops really well in Madden, which of course is why I traded him. I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. I'm sorry. I had to trade Larry Fitz. It's a video game. Get over it. As well as a 5th-round pick and Holmes for Joel Bitonio from also the Cleveland Browns. As I have said earlier, I want to build up the offensive line. We have a couple young offensive linemen, so yeah, doing good with that. Benson Mowoya, I have no clue how to say that, and Olsen Pierre are headed to the Oakland Raiders for their first-round pick. The Raiders don't have the most talent in the league, so that should be a pretty good pick. Chandler Jones, Justin Pugh, and a second-round pick are headed to the San Francisco 49ers for Reuben Foster. Probably going to move him inside. He'll go down to like an 83 overall, but I'm pretty sure he's star development, so he should develop really well. Mike Iupati, Bené Benwickery, and a 6th are headed to the Carolina Panthers for Trey Turner, only 25 years old. Very talented offensive lineman. I moved Marcus Golden to linebacker, so the Bills would want him. So Marcus Golden and Ricky Seals-Jones will get us the first-round pick from the Bills. Here's a look at the team headed into season number 1. Of course, Josh Rosen at quarterback. The offense looks better, I would say. I also signed Julius Thomas just because I want Josh Rosen to have as much weapons as possible, so I figured it wouldn't hurt. On the defense is pretty bad. I don't know how the offense and the defense have the same rating. There are a bunch of holes on the defense, and the offense really does not have that many holes. So hopefully we do bad, but not too bad where Rosen does not progress. At the end of the season, we unsurprisingly do not make the playoffs. Rosen has 2 skill points. That's alright, I guess. Could be worse, could be better. He won Rookie of the Year, so that's good. David Johnson has 3. That's nice. Sterling Shepard has 2. On the defense, Budda Baker has 6. Whoa, okay, that's pretty good. Star development, he made the Pro Bowl. Made the Pro Bowl as a rookie last year on special teams. Myles Garrett has 4, Reuben Foster has 2. So we went 5 and 11. I think I saw Blake Bortles won an MVP. That's kind of funny. Curious how Mr. Josh Rosen did. Not a lot of passing yards, not a lot of passing touchdowns. Okay, so he had a mess season. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Before I talk about who I'm going after free agency, I'd like to mention that the San Francisco 49ers, who were 2-6 at the midseason mark, which is the same record we had at that time, ended up making the Super Bowl. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, we're going after Jay Ajayi, Clayton Gavers, Alex Okafor, Kelvin Benjamin, and TJ Yeldon. Probably going to trade all of them. Just figured out to get trade bait. Hopefully a few of them accept. In free agency, I signed everybody I wanted except for Kelvin Benjamin. And we are trading a 3rd-round pick as well as Dayon Buchanan and TJ Yeldon to the Denver Broncos for the number 1 overall pick as well as a future 4. With the first pick, I'm taking Bryant Rodgers. We really need a defensive tackle. With my next pick, which is the 2nd overall pick, I might take another one. So hopefully he is good. He is an 84 overall with quick development. Wow, that's a pretty nice pick. Terrell Osgood out of Alabama, 6'7". He had an incredible combine, so hopefully he's good. He is an 80 with quick development, so not quite an 84, but I'll take it. That's a nice pick. Is it just me, or does this name seem familiar? Cortez Rose. So, not Cortez Thorn, but Cortez Rose. They have the same name, and a Rose and a Thorn are very similar. And we need a left end anyway, so why not? Cortez Rose, 80 overall. Can we get something other than quick development? Like, these ratings are good, but I want some development traits too. But that's such a funny name compared to Cortez Thorn, of course, the star wide receiver in the Westlake Dynasty. Clayton Gaithers and DJ Humphries are headed to the Minnesota Vikings for the 12th overall pick, as well as a future 6th. We need an extra safety, and DeAndre Jacobs out of Oklahoma looks really solid. He has pretty good top 3 skills, but his combine is phenomenal. What is his combine grade? It is a 7.6. He looks really darn good. And he is 79 with quick development. Can we please stop with the quick development and see some stars and superstars? But else we haven't had any normals yet. We need a tight end, so we're going to draft Joseph Mayer out of Auburn. This is the pick we just got from the Vikings. So hopefully it's worth it. He is an 80 overall with another quick. Well, at least he's good. Christian Kirk is probably not going to develop into anything crazy. So we're going to be drafting a wide receiver here. Frank Merling out of Michigan State. Really good top 3 skills. He looks like a pretty good route runner. Hopefully his hands are good too. Solid combine, not great. He is a 79 with quick. We have gotten only quicks. That is not what I'd like. I'd like to see some stars and superstars. So hopefully these guys develop. Jay Ajayi, Alex Okafor, and Christian Kirk, 3 players who I do not plan on starting, are added to the Buffalo Bills for their first round pick as well as a 3rd next year. I would have liked more value, but I took what I could get. Chase Edmonds in a 4th round pick will get me Brandon Scherff, one of the best offensive linemen in the league from the Washington Redskins. Here's a look at the team. Those are the only trades I'm going to make. We have a pretty talented offense, 91 overall. I think that's a little generous, but oh well. I put Frank Merling as the number 1 receiver. I want him to get as much XP as possible. And on the defense, I'm going to move one of these 2 to right end. So, obviously, Cortez Rose and Myles Garrett will both start. I drafted this guy in the 1st round. I didn't show it because he's pretty bad. So, hopefully we do solid, but I'd like to have a good draft pick. So, as long as Rosen and a lot of the young players progress. We did not make the playoffs. Rosen only has 1 skill point. Frank Merling was down to the number 3. That's not good. That's not too great. Buda Baker has 3. Reuben Foster has 3. Everyone on the D-line has 2. I guess that's not too bad. So we went 7-9. Alright. Phillip Rivers won MVP. How did Josh Rosen do? Because I am not a huge fan of how he has been progressing so far. I would like to see him doing better. Statistically, almost 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 9 picks. So he did pretty good. He made small leaps, but I guess that's better than nothing. In free agency, I'm going after Rodney Hudson, Justin Simmons, Shaq Thompson, Artie Burns, and Devontae Parker. I would probably trade Parker because we don't need him. But these guys up here I might hold on to because I think they could be good for us. With the 3rd pick, I'm a little worried, but I think it'll work. Rashad McMillan out of Florida State. His top 3 skills are pretty bad, but he had a good combine, so fingers crossed. Hopefully he's good. Can we get something other than quick development, please? That would be nice. We are trading a lot, but I think it's worth it. Devontae Parker, who I signed, as well as 2 third-round picks. 1 this year, 1 next year for the 10th overall pick, which belongs to the Vikings. So 2 straight years we've traded up with the Vikings. Pretty cool. I know I have mentioned this before, but rookie quarterbacks have so much value when it comes to trading them. So that's what we're potentially doing with Zach Johnston, if he has quick development like all the other players I have drafted. So hopefully he maybe has a really good development. Maybe we go with him over Josh Rosen. He is an 81 with superstar. Okay. Josh Rosen, you are going to get traded because we have to go with this guy. As I mentioned before, rookie quarterbacks have a lot of trade value, so we're going to pick up another one. George Moreno from Oklahoma. He's probably not going to be an 81 with superstar. Maybe he's good, 79 quick. Yeah, he's going to get traded, but he can get me something pretty good. We're going to pick up another quarterback and probably trade him. Tate Osika out of Florida State. He looks pretty good. He is an 81, he only has normal, but there's got to be some team out there who'd want him. Sterling Shepard returns to the Giants. We will also be giving them Moreno as well as a 4th round pick. But in return, we will be getting Odell Beckham, 99 overall. Very, very good trade for us, hopefully, probably. Josh Rosen as well as a 1st and a 2nd round pick. That is a lot. I headed to the Jaguars for Jalen Ramsey and some random tight end. Had to throw him in because the Jaguars don't have enough money. But Jalen Ramsey, 99 overall, welcome to the team, buddy. Osika, as well as Trey Turner, and a 3rd round pick, will be headed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for Levante David. I could have gotten a better... Actually, I could not have gotten a better outside linebacker because they were too hard to get. So I'll take Levante David. He's really good. Very underrated. One of the more underrated players in the league. For the first time in this video, I think we have a legit shot to win some games. We got a new quarterback, Zach Johnston. Rosen just was not really progressing. David Johnson, he's been alright in the rebuild. Frank Merling, he won Rookie of the Year. He has star development now. And I'm putting him ahead of Galladay just because I feel like his progression is more important. Offensive line, tight end look good. The defense looks really nice. DeAndre Jacobs made the Pro Bowl last year. Artie Burns, I forgot we signed him. He's the number 4 cornerback. So I guess it doesn't hurt to have him because he's good. So hopefully we do good this year. Let's see. In typical Madden fashion, a team with a 97 offense, now a 93, I don't know how that happened, and a 97 defense do not make the playoffs. We end up going 5-11, so we actually did worse. Zach Johnston has 5 skill points, that's good. Frank Merling also has 5, so it looks like those two progressed. That's good to see. On the defense, Reuben Foster with 3, McMillan with 4. The defensive tackles each have 2, so progression's good, but I would like to see some team success. We did not make any roster moves in the offseason, so we still pretty much have the same team. David Johnson's an 87. He is regressing quickly. That's not too good. 97 offense, 97 defense, just like last year. Hopefully we do not have the same result as last year. Once again, no playoffs. 7-9. I don't know how this team is going 7-9, but whatever. One of the quarterbacks we drafted, we had 3 first-round picks because I made a few moves. One of them, Rashawn Bond, as well as a 2nd and a 6th, are headed to the Chicago Bears for Khalil Mack, one of the best defensive players in the league. We will be upgrading at safety as Levante David and Trey Boston are headed to the Kansas City Chiefs for Eric Berry. Since we got Khalil Mack, we don't need David, and Trey Boston is starting to regress. So, Eric Berry, welcome to the squad. Our current tight end, Mayer, isn't really progressing too well, so we're going to be trading Bakhtiari and a 4 to get Hunter Henry from the Los Angeles Chargers, 92 overall. Very solid. Nanely, as well as a first-round pick, and Kenny Galladay are headed to the Green Bay Packers for David Bakhtiari, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. It would kill me to see Kenny Galladay in a Packers jersey, but it's a video game, and luckily we probably won't run into him. Rodney Hudson and a 5th-round pick are headed to the Arizona Cardinals, or no, we are the Arizona Cardinals. I mean the Cleveland Browns for Larry Ogunjobi. Certainly a very solid upgrade at the defense. Here's a look at the team. 99 offense, 99 defense, and just to make sure, I added Michael Dixon and Justin Tucker just so our special teams will be good, just in case Madden's trying to cheese like that. So our offense looks really nice. David Johnson's an 84, and I could have gotten a new running back, but Johnson's had some very good statistical seasons, so I want to hold on to him. Receivers look nice. O-line looks nice. I traded one of the defensive tackles. I forget his name. I was trying to upgrade at corner, so I traded for Dante Jackson, but it turns out he's not even an upgrade. He's the same rating as Patrick Peterson, so that's tough. But here's the defense, looking very solid. Hopefully we can finally win the championship. We finally make the playoffs. As you can see, first round bye, we beat the Seahawks 28-14. Kind of funny that the Seahawks played in a game where the score was 28-14. I don't really want to talk about it. We ended up going 13-3. Not a lot of skill points, but it doesn't really matter because we're not really on that progression phase, I guess, if you will. So we're going to simulate to the Super Bowl, and hopefully we are simming to the Super Bowl. Hopefully we make it, and of course we don't. The Giants make it. Who is the Giants quarterback by chance? I would like to know that why a 99 overall offense and a 99 overall defense and probably a 99 special teams does not make the Super Bowl, but yet this team, led by George Morena, who I think we gave them, makes the Super Bowl. That's Madden in a nutshell. That's also going to end the video. I don't know if we won a single playoff game. This is one of the better teams I've built, but obviously the success didn't quite translate because Madden is dumb.